You and your sons ruined my life, so you don't get to tell me what to do. I won't take orders from an end anyway. He lucky it wasn't somebody who would have punched him in the face. Hey guys, welcome back to Chaotic Commentary. Today we ask ourselves the age-old question, am I the asshole? Let's get into it. Am I the asshole for going on a trip with my family that my wife isn't going on? Recently, my parents surprised me, 26 male, and my siblings, 16 and 19, with a ski trip this December, the day after Christmas. My parents offered to pay for my expenses and said that my wife, 24, was welcome to come, but she would need to pay her way. My wife and I are okay financially, but with the trip being so close to Christmas, we wouldn't be able to afford to pay for her to go. Despite this, I really want to go on the trip, and it was always a dream of mine to go on a trip like this. My family grew up dirt poor until I was about 15 when my parents' business took off, and now they're extremely comfortable and can afford to pay for trips like this for us. They could certainly afford to pay for my wife to also go, but they have always been this way when it comes to paying for things for me versus my wife. My parents think it's only fair to pay for me when we go out to eat or go on trips because they are still paying for my siblings. I don't ask them to, but it's nice to save money, so on every trip they will pay my way, room and board, excursions, meals, while my wife was expected to pay her way. This started before we were married. This has always bothered my wife, especially after we got married and they still excluded her. So in these past 2 years since we got married, I tried to limit the trips since they bother her so much. But this is a once in a lifetime trip for me, so I thought she would be supportive of me going. But she's very upset and hurt. She wants to go on the trip, but like I said, we just can't afford it, which she understands. She told me she does want me to have this experience, but she is sad because she thinks my parents purposefully exclude her. Am I the asshole for choosing to go on the trip and leave her behind? I still have time to cancel on my parents, but I know they would be sad. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't think that he is the asshole to want to go on the trip. I think your parents are kind of being jerks. Now, they don't have to pay for her. She's not entitled to them paying for her to go on a trip. However, if they know that you can't afford it, and I feel like they are purposefully excluding her. I wonder if they have some type of problem with her that they just haven't told you about. Because I feel like it's kind of messed up if you can afford to include somebody and choose not to. Not to say she has to go on every trip, but if you told them that you can't afford it right now, I mean, it would be a nice Christmas gift. Like I said, I'm not saying she's entitled to it. They don't have to pay her way if they don't want to. It's their money. But also, I don't feel like he's been an asshole for wanting to go on a trip that he's always wanted to go on. Because he's not the one excluding his wife. His parents are the ones excluding his wife. But she does have every right to feel hurt and upset about it. I don't know. Situations like this are complicated. I don't know if he should sit the trip out because his wife can't go. It's complicated. But just to answer the asshole part, I don't feel like he is being an asshole. I feel like his parents are being assholes. Or at the very least, they're being jerks for excluding her from every single trip. Like, if you know they can't afford it and you pay for your son to go, it feels very intentional that you don't want her to be included. Am I the asshole for grounding my 16-year-old son for a month after he called his stepdad a slur? No. You should get more than a month for calling somebody a slur. What's wrong with people? I'm 43 male, my son is 16 male. I'm divorced, have been for a few years now, and my ex remarried recently. Her new husband, Jonathan, is black, we're white, and my ex are now expecting a baby together. He also has 2 teenage boys himself. My ex and I share custody, but our son spends most of his time at my place because he has more room and privacy here. Last weekend, he was at his mom's, and on Sunday, he called me all upset saying to come pick him up. I rushed over there and found out that he got into a fight with Jonathan over some chores, and Jonathan locked him out of Wi-Fi and banned him from video games until he does his chores, which is how my ex and I also discipline him, and Jonathan has our permission to do the same if my son acts out. He can use the same methods he uses with his sons. More long-term/serious punishments are of course decided between my ex and I, but no video games type of thing is totally fine for Jonathan to do. My ex and Jonathan then told me that my son got all upset over his punishment and told Jonathan to F off. Jonathan then told him to stop talking like that, to which my son replied, "You and your sons ruined my life, so you don't get to tell me what to do. I won't take orders from an end anyway." He lucky it wasn't somebody who would have punched him in the face. I asked my son if this is all true. He said yes. He actually called him the N-word because, well, isn't it true? Isn't it true you about to get a black eye? The hell? I swear these Jeez. He deserves more than a month of grounding because he's a little shit. Ground him for a year. I lost it and told my son he is grounded for the whole month of December. My ex agreed. He is obviously annoyed and angry because he had tons of plans with his friends. Take away his Christmas. Don't even give him nothing for Christmas. He don't deserve it. He said that I am overreacting to one word and I am being unfair. My brother and mom agree with my son and are saying that the punishment doesn't fit the crime. Am I the asshole? No, the punishment more than fits the crime. He needs more of a punishment for that. And the fact that your brother and mom agree means they probably are using that word too. Because he got it from somewhere. Because clearly I'm pretty sure he didn't get it from his mom because she's married to a black man and is pregnant with a black child. So I'm pretty sure she's not getting it from him. The fact that you're upset about it, I'm pretty sure he didn't get it from you. So he's getting it from somebody. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was from your mother and your brother. Because what do you mean overreacting to one word? It's not one word. It is a hurtful and derogatory term. You didn't call him an asshole or a bitch or whatever the hell. You called him a historically racist word, and you think that 1 month of grounding is too much? You need to check yourself because you're gonna go out to the world, call somebody that, and you're gonna get punched in the face. I'm pretty sure the only reason you didn't is because he's married to your wife. But try that with somebody else who just try it. Go ahead. I want you to, and I want to be there to witness it when they punch you in your face. Am I the asshole for how I responded to my sister-in-law's prank? I am deathly afraid of cats. There wasn't ever an incident, they just terrify me. I don't understand people who are afraid of cats. They're just little snuggly little floofies. They're so cute. How can you be afraid of a little floof? All they do is meow and purr. They're adorable. I love cats. My husband loves cats and had one of his own during his childhood. He knows how afraid I am of them though, and he will protect me every time we visit someone that has a cat. He understands my fear and decided pretty early on that he prefers me to having a cat. His sister cannot comprehend this. She's always talking about how unfair and selfish I'm being and that her brother deserves to have a cat. I just ignore her. I mean, it's not your business, but if he don't want a cat because his wife is afraid of cats, that's not your business. However, I will say again, I don't understand people who are afraid of cats, but not afraid of dogs. I'm way more terrified of a big ass dog than I am a little cat. Like, I feel like the most a cat can do to you is like hiss at you, maybe claw your face up a little bit. A dog, especially a big dog, if they get a hold of an artery, you're dead. I've never understood people who are afraid of cats, but not dogs. Big dogs especially. One thing she started to do is tell my kids how great cats are and how they're missing out and should beg me to get them one. My kids are very young and easily influenced and have been asking me for a cat for weeks now. I almost gave in and visited my sister-in-law to try to pet her cat, but I freaked out and had a panic attack the second it looked at me. Why? I don't want to like disregard anybody's like fears and phobias, but it's a cute little snuggle bun. It's so cute. You can probably tell I have cats, and I love all my kitties. Well, we were having dinner at my sister-in-law's house. The cat was playing with the kids while the adults were sitting in the living room. I was stuck to my husband, and simply knowing that the cat is in the area makes me feel sick. All of a sudden, my son calls me over saying that he needs me. He was in this small storage sort of room for some reason. Obviously, I go inside and he starts giggling and then something brushes past me and it was the cat. I was so fucking terrified and screamed. I began to cry, hyperventilate, and I can't even remember what happened. I almost vomited too and my husband heard and helped. I feel like this is like definitely a phobia if she's like that afraid when the cat didn't even do anything to her. Because I feel like, especially when it comes to animals are more afraid of humans than humans are of animals. And they do react to fear. I'm pretty sure like you probably scared that cat doing all that she was doing. Like I said, not to disregard her fears, but I'm pretty sure you probably terrified that cat doing all that. Cats are very, very scary little creatures. Turns out my sister-in-law decided it would be funny to make my kid think that pranking me with the cat would be funny. Obviously it wasn't. She thought it was though and tried giving my son a high five for doing a good job. She's an asshole. I was just so over it, and I ended up telling my sister-in-law that I hate her and her stupid fucking cat, and she's no longer allowed around my kids. She immediately started to cry and said she was just thought my fear of cats was silly, and that if she made my kids show me, then I'd be more understanding. She didn't think I'd act like that in front of my kids, like I can control my reaction. She said that she understands me hating her, but I'm being unfair for not letting her see her nephews. I just told her that she has her cat. She's been really upset and has called me everything you could think of. My mother-in-law is asking that I think about this some more and that I should cut her some slack. Am I the asshole for my harsh response to her prank? No. Like, I know I've been saying like how being afraid of cats is silly. However, if you have like this deep fear and phobia of something, it is never okay for somebody to pull a prank on you or put the thing near you that you are deathly afraid of. That is never okay. I would never do that to anybody. And then for her to be upset because I hate this so much. I hate when someone does something to you, you get mad, and then they get mad at you for being mad. Explain to me how that works. How are you upset with me for being upset with you for doing something hurtful to me? Please explain how that works. Edit. Yes, I have tried therapy and have done things such as figuring out the root cause, discussing reasons, setting short-term goals, helpful techniques, etc., etc. I really wanted to fulfill my husband's dream of having a cat, but while I got some useful information, I still cannot touch cats or be too close to them. I can be in their presence now though, and I cannot do exposure therapy, especially after this incident. I physically and mentally am unable to, and I completely understand that. As much as I love cats, and like I said, I don't understand people who are afraid of cats and not dogs, it's different than just like being scared. Like, this seems to me like a phobia, like this type of fear when you are literally like about to throw up and hyperventilating around something that you're afraid of. That is not just a fear, that is a phobia. Now, I didn't know you could have a phobia to cats, but I guess. But no, she's not the asshole. Her sister-in-law is a big asshole, and to get her kids involved. Don't be messing with people's kids. Why would you do that? Why would you get her son involved, and now her son's gonna think that he did something wrong because of how his mother reacted? You're gonna upset him because he upset his mother because you want to get him involved in your little funny little prank. No, she did not overreact. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me down in the comments below what your thoughts are. As always, thanks for watching. See you guys next time, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!